Let's talk some sports, baby.
Taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by Jones.
And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
Welcome to A Drink of Wisdom with Jay Wise and Nathan Drinkard. I'm your host, Cody Ward. Thanks for spending some of your time with us tonight. As a reminder to the listeners, besides being on all your favorite podcast platforms, A Drink of Wisdom is also on YouTube, with each show segment available. Head on over, and if you like what you see and listen here, appreciate your subscription. How's it going, guys?
It's the beard, it's the drink, and we got the wisdom in here. Let's do it, fellas.
Let's talk some sports, baby.
I told y'all that's my favorite part of the week, right?
Yeah.
In episode 62, the Jazz have lost their groove, but we continue our NFL draft coverage with the AFC and NFC North divisions. But first, let's examine an important question. Tom Brady's departure from New England obviously ended a 2-decade run with head coach Bill Belichick. That was one for the ages. With Brady off to Tampa and Bill left to retool a suddenly sparse-looking Patriots squad, it begs the question of who's going to have more success in the next 2 years. So who you riding with, Drink? Brady or Belichick?
Well, I'm tell you like this. The important part of that question that kind of make me think is when you say the next 2 years. You would have gave me next year, I wouldn't even did no notes because I wouldn't have had to. But you say 2 years, it made me think more. And the reason I say that is this. The way I look at it is like this. Next year is going to be Brady hands down. Bill got a lot he got to figure out with this team now. Now that he done lost his 20-year cornerstone that he done had, he got a lot he got to figure out. Brady, he's going down to Tampa. He's getting a better offense. He's getting 2,000-yard receivers. He's getting a 500-yard tight end. Offensive line still needs some do. Running back course still needs some do. Either way, he's going down to a better situation. Tougher division, but you're giving him more tools to work with in that division. I'm looking at this. Look, Bill, this is the option as we stand today. Here's the option Bill got to work with at quarterback position, just the quarterback position. I want to look at. It's either Brian Hoyer or Jeremy Stidham, Jason Stidham, whatever. Like, it don't even matter because when he go out there and get served up like a flapjack at IHOP, it really don't matter what his name is, right? And look, I'm looking at Hoyer's career in a 10-year career, 38 career starts. He did threw 52 touchdowns and 34 interceptions, and he did threw a tad over 10,000 yards. He threw for 10,274 yards in 10 years. Let me tell you something, buddy. That ain't gonna get it done. That ain't gonna get it done. Not as an NFL starter. And then, maybe you say, hey, Bill, let the young guy get some. Let Stidham get in there. With his whopping 0 touchdowns, 1 interception for the whopping old 14 yards, the old dozen plus 2. That ain't gonna carry you very far. That ain't carrying you very far at all. So I'm looking at this. Bill got some things he got to worry about behind that quarterback. Now, the reason I want to emphasize year 1 and year 2 is because I think year 2 could be Belichick's year, whereas year 1 would be Brady's year. Listen, and I was talking to Jay about this before the show. My thing is this. This is what I want to see from the Patriots if I think Bill will be able to rebound is. I want to see what he do with every position around quarterback. If he decides not to draft a quarterback this year, let's say he does decide to do the strategy that Jay told me about, and I'm going to let him get into his strategy. If he decides to do that, I want to see what he do with the other positions, the offensive line, the wide receivers, the tight ends. We ain't worried about the defense. We know Bill the defense take care of itself. It's like it's instant oatmeal. All you got to do is add water. We ain't worried about the defense, right? But we want to see what you're going to give that next heir apparent at quarterback. And I said next heir apparent, meaning these two cats that's on the roster right now ain't going to be no heir apparents. They're just there because, hey, you got to have a quarterback on the roster, and you need one to trot out there on the field and do something. So these two dudes ain't gonna get the job done. Not with those stats I just gave to you. Like Patrick Mahomes then threw for that much in like 2 years. What you doing, Brian Hoyer? But all that said, to keep it short and sweet, I'm gonna go with Brady in year 1. I'm gonna give Bill Belichick the benefit of the doubt in year 2, seeing what he does. If he does not, this is all contingent on if he gets that quarterback position figured out. If he does not get that position figured out, you could hang it up. He might be talking about retirement here soon, because if he don't get that figured out, he might have to just go ahead and head to the house, take a breather or two, and then come back and probably be coaching another team. Because at the end of the day, you can't take away the goods. The dude is an all-decade coach. He's one of the top 100 centennial coach. So at the end of the day, his legacy is in cement, just like Brady's is. So he don't have anything to prove, but can he get it done without Brady? But you got to understand, Brady is doing the same thing down in Tampa. So I look at it like a 1-1. Brady first year, Belichick second year.
Yeah, the way you break it down, I think it's about right. And if we break it down year by year, I think it's safe to say that Tom Brady should be more successful this year, because I think there's just too many unknowns, particularly at the quarterback position for the New England Patriots. But in totality, when you factor in both years together and just leave it at that, if you don't break it down year by year, I'm going to roll with Bill Belichick. This is the guy, this is the coach that I'm going to put the ultimate trust in. This is new territory for him. He's never had to worry about the quarterback position in New England for the better part of about 20 years now. It's a new thing. And look, defensively, that's the one area that's his true expertise. He's going to figure that out. I would remind you, though, there are some significant holes in the front seven of that defense now. We think about the exodus the past couple of years with the Trey Flowers of the world, and you lose Danny Shelton, you lose your two playmaking linebackers with Van Noy and Collins, and so they got some holes defensively that are not as important as the quarterback position. But I really feel like Bill's gonna figure that defense out first. And in regards to the offense, there's a few things we got to consider. The running backs, I think the running backs are fine. Sony Michel had a down year, but we got to remember some offensive linemen were in and out. Your center, David Andrews, very good player. He was out the better part of the entire season. I think him being back makes a big difference for your run game. And also got to think about this. Julian Edelman, still a factor, and Mohamed Sanu and N'Keal Harry will get a full offseason in this system. We remember Sanu came over at midseason. And N'Keal Harry, with the injuries he suffered early on, we don't know how good these guys will be. I gotta believe they'll be better with a full off season, and we'll see what they can really do. And let's be fair. Let's be a little fair to Belichick in this regards. He did win 11 games with Matt Castle at one time. He did draft Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett. He had them winning games at one time. I'm with you on Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer is there just a dude who could. Hey, Brian, can you come in? We need help right quick. Maybe one game. We know he's not a long-term solution. He's just a dude that you can plug in for a short period of time, and so they don't embarrass themselves. But we don't. I say that to say about Garoppolo, Brissett, and Matt Castle. I don't know about Jarrett Stidham. I know we've kind of made him a joke lately, but they did draft him. They did use a 4th-round pick on him. And the only opportunity he had to play was in mop-up duty against the New York Jets. And, yeah, he did throw a pick 6. He wasn't impressive. But I'm not going to pass judgment on him just by that. I remember him down at Auburn. I think under Gus Malzahn, I think it's fair to say Jarrett Stidham was the best quarterback Gus Malzahn had down there. So I'm not going to – because Bill Belichick decided to draft him. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett, Matt Castle, other quarterbacks, he's made other quarterbacks work. I'm not saying Stidham is the answer, but if he gets an opportunity, we'll see how it goes. Let's not rush to throw the man under the bus so quickly and say he can't play.
Well, hey, listen, you can't rush. I'm throwing him under the bus, and I'm hitting him with all 4 wheels.
Okay. All right. Here's another thing. Tom Brady's exodus from the Patriots is a massive deal. It's a huge deal. But remember, it is still the Patriots. It's still ran by the best owner It's still ran by the best coach and GM. This is a guy who's fully capable of doing both jobs, has a great reputation of building a culture and player personnel. He's going to do what he does. Josh McDaniels, we don't believe in him as a head coach, but we do believe in him as a coordinator. I think together they figure it out. And remember, another thing to consider, not only is Tom Brady in a tougher division, he's also in a tougher conference. NFC is considerably stronger at this point than the AFC. And you talk about the AFC East, and there's some up-and-comers in there. We like what Buffalo's doing. We like it. We like the direction Miami's headed. The Jets, I'm really not sure what they're doing. But with that being said,
they're gonna be healthy this year though. The Jets are gonna be healthier. So when you talk about health, you got to add the Jets in because they dealt with a lot of injuries last year.
That's true. That's true. They got to get Sam Darnold some more help. That is the beginning and end of that conversation. And do we get Le'Veon? Do we get any semblance of a $13 million running back this year? That's a huge question. So miss me on the Jets right now. But with that being said, even though we like what the Bills and the Dolphins are doing, we don't expect Miami to contend right away this year, I don't think. And neither of those teams is going to be world beaters. They're not going to all of a sudden just jet up and be an unstoppable, juggernaut type of team. So New England, they're still going to be around. They're still going to have opportunity. They're still going to be kept in games just for the fact the way they plan and the way they make adjustments throughout games. They're going to play disciplined football. They're not going to beat themselves. So all in all, and I think year 2 is really where we're going to see New England make a rebound, whether it's Stidham, whether it's not. Maybe they go after a guy in 2021. If they're going to have a lot of draft picks come 2021 with the compensatory picks for the players they've lost this season. All in all, I'm putting my faith in Bill Belichick, and that's why I'm rolling with the Patriots.
Yeah, I kind of lean towards Brady more because of what Drink said of having the year 1 to year 2. I completely agree, Jay. I think that Bill is going to rebuild the Patriots. I think it'll be quick. I think it's, we've had teams before that have had long runs of success. They've had like a spike for like a year where it's like a real down year, and then it goes right back up to their steady like winning ways. Think about say what Indy did when they got Andrew Luck. They had that 1 year where everything just nosedived. I don't know if New England's going to be that bad, but they do strike me as a team that if a few things don't go their way on top of what they already have, and if they don't quickly find a way to address the quarterback situation and instead opt for the future in that position, I feel like they could pretty quick kind of slide towards the back of the pack for a year, and then they could just bounce right back, But maybe not. Maybe you made a lot of good points. Maybe they don't do that. I mean, maybe Bill Belichick does that. I just think that Brady and his immediate, just success he's going to have in Tampa, it can be right now. It can be right this season immediately. Like y'all say, he's got 2,000-yard receivers. He's got a defense that was some of the best in rushing defense. They're getting better in the pass defense. They can force turnovers. They can get the ball back to him. They added a few players on that side of the ball. And on offense, you got, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I mean, that's wow. That's some of the best receivers Brady's had through his career, And you add in some nice tight ends, a serviceable offensive line, and a very good coach in Bruce Arians. I just think that Brady, right out of the gate, could just instantly get into the playoffs, maybe well into them, depending on how some other teams kind of wind up. Where I think Bill Belichick is definitely going to have a year where they're really trying to catch their breath and kind of reevaluate where they've got. And then, I mean, who knows? They could tank for Trevor Lawrence and then just win 20 more straight years. Who knows? But I would lean towards Brady just because I think that Brady will have success both years he's at Tampa, where I think the Patriots might have a speed bump this year and then be good again next year.